If you had to guess what one of my favorite combinations on iRacing is, what would your guess be? Comment it down below. I'm about to change over and show you. You might not expect this, but one of my favorite combinations on all of iRacing is the F1 cars around Nordschleife. This sounds insane. It is one of those combinations that would never happen in real life because it's simply too insane. But this is one good thing about sim racing and iRacing and stuff like that, is that we get to try out the most ridiculous combos in sim, which is absolutely insane. Now, one of my favorite tracks is the Nürburgring Nordschleife. I love the flow of this track, and to throw a high downforce car around here is one of the most insane things that you can actually do. Now, I've got a lot of force feedback going on here. Turn the car around, and there is just such an insane amount of grip here, insane amount of power. And of course, with F1 cars, we have no traction control. So it is all just full on, no assists, high downforce, crazy, stupidly crazy amounts of power that should not be driven here. Now, believe it or not, another thing about the Nürburgring Nordschleife and F1 car is that the F1 cars are stupidly good at taking curbs. You wouldn't expect it because they are so low to the ground, right? But they are high technology modern race cars that have super hyper suspension. You know, there's basically the best suspensions, best developed suspensions in the whole world, right? Now, I thought I'd give this a shot because it is the last F1 weekend of the year. Look at that. That curb is basically non-existent in a car like this. It's insane. Nah, yeah, but it is the last F1 weekend of the year. Of course, they're driving at Abu Dhabi in real life, which, unfortunately, we don't have an iRacing, so we can't really simulate that, but we can do something better, and that is to drive an F1 car around the Nürburgring Nordschleife. Especially the last section of the track is probably one of the most insane ones that you can actually get, mainly because there's really high-speed corners. This is probably some of the trickiest sections because it's really low-speed corners, right? And when you sort of get to the low speed, a car like this, for example, this next corner, it will just, the aerodynamical grip will sort of fade. You can see we're locking up the insides a little bit there. Won't be a lot of grip. And now we come down towards slightly faster section, and then of course, after the next long straight, we get to the carousel. And then after that, we get to the favorite section of mine on the Nordschleife. A little snap of oversteer there. That's crazy. Anyways, it is the last weekend in F1 of the year. I think next year, 2025, is probably going to be one of the closest F1 years that we will see in a long time, because the whole field's basically closed up to each other at this point, and it's looking super close and super intense. I'm looking forward to F1 next year in real life. I feel like we need something where we have multiple different teams and manufacturers battling it out for a win. Anyways, we're getting up to Bravery Corner. This corner should be easily flat out on a car like this, especially because we're in the high downforce setup, so we're basically running max wing, which is why we're actually struggling a lot going up this hill, having to go down to 6th gear. Now, this upcoming section, one of my favorite combinations, well, my favorite part of one of my favorite tracks, basically, after the carousel. Into the carousel first, though, in an F1 car like this. Oh, it's super on the edge, but once again, the suspension of a car like this is just insane. This next section is the high downforce, high speed section, and sending it in a car like this, flat out here, slight lift there, slight tap of the brakes into the corner, and now one of my favorite corners, heading down the hill. Direction change here, over the curb, over another curb. This is just so insane. The amount of grip the car like this has, slight snap there. That could have been close to us just putting it in the absolute wall. Down to YouTube corner. This is so insane. When you give this a whirl in the sim, you understand why this is not a real life combo. You know, this is just absolutely insane. Take this flat out. Nothing crazy for an F1 car like this. Just absolutely keep it pinned. And you understand why it is not needed. Or why it's not needed. Why you're not driving in real life. Because it just looks way too dangerous. Now, quickly, I want to show you the replay, because in the replay, it looks absolutely super ridiculous as well, especially if we go from like an outside view and we just look back at it through this fast speed section right here. It is just absolutely ridiculous the amount of grip that a car like this has down through this section. It just looks, and feels completely sped up. It is just absolutely insane. Anyways, well, that's one of my favorite combos on the sim. Just if I'm feeling bored or something, I might just go in and do a lap or two of this just to get something happening, you know? You have to be super quick on your actions. If you have not ever tried this combo, I really recommend trying it just for the fun of it. If you're bored, give it a shot, give it a couple laps, see what sort of lap time you can do. I actually haven't done one. I might just try and do one, and then I'll get back to you. Or I guess I wish I was able to do a lap. I smacked it into the barriers on the out lap, and then I actually reset it right here, and the car was still damaged. And I literally don't have time to do another lap. I have to be out the door in 5 minutes, and I just need to cook up a quick thumbnail. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this daily video. I'll be back again tomorrow. Subscribe if you enjoyed it. I'll see you. Bye!